for the 24K Super 20 with Gooseneck Coupler. This is video 3, detailed loading and unloading without a container. Other available videos include 1. Quick loading overview, 2. Trailer overview, and 4. Loading and unloading with a container. For training purposes, it is suggested that all videos are watched in order. This trailer is optioned with hydraulic landing gear. It is the most popular option that makes disconnecting the trailer from the truck a quick and easy task. Rather than hand crank the landing gear, the driver simply pushes some buttons to raise or lower the feet. The hydraulic feet can only be operated in manual mode through the switches on the front of the brain box. This is a safety feature to avoid the driver accidentally lowering the feet while the trailer is moving. The brain box is located on the side of the gooseneck. The manual controls are accessed by opening the box door. There is a hydraulic gauge to show operation pressures. The switches are in the normal operating position. The control switch is in phone operation. The function switches are in the neutral positions, and the engine switch is in engine stop. The switches are a backup and will control the trailer when not controlled by a smartphone or Wi-Fi device. If the engine switch is on run and the phone tells the engine to stop, it will keep running. Normally, the power switch is in the trailer light position, so the QuickLoadz brain box wakes up and has power whenever the trailer lights are on. For manual mode operation, move the power switch down to pony engine. In the middle neutral position, the power is completely off. Push the engine switch down to engine run. The red power light will turn on. The fuel pump will audibly come on. Push the control switch down from phone operation to regular pressure. The switches are set to regular pressure, pony engine, and engine run. Now, press start. You will hear the 38 horsepower Kohler electronically fuel-injected engine start. First, raise the trailer tongue so the truck can be connected. Press the feet switch downward to down. This will cause the hydraulic feet to go downward, thereby raising the gooseneck. Raise or lower the hydraulic feet by pressing up or down on the feet switch to get the desired height. Back up the truck so that the gooseneck is over the ball. Then lower the gooseneck by pressing up on the feet switch. Once the gooseneck ball receiver has fully engaged the tow ball, it is critically important to lock the hitch by sliding the ball lock and putting the pin in place. Now, connect the two safety chains and emergency brake disconnect. Finally, plug in the trailer brake cable. Be certain that the gooseneck receiver ball is fully engaged on the tow ball and locked on before moving the trailer. Completely retract the feet on the trailer. Return to normal operation mode. The switches are engine stop, trailer light, and phone operation. Connecting a Wi-Fi device. No internet connection is needed, no cell phone service is needed, nor are there any apps to download. The system is self-contained. This is the QuickLoadz brain box. Normally, it is operated by the trailer lights. If you don't see a red power light on, check that the power switch is up in the trailer light position and that your trailer lights are on. The green Wi-Fi light tells you that the controller is awake and sending out a Wi-Fi signal. Every QuickLoadz trailer carries around in its brain box a computer and Wi-Fi router. You do not need a cell phone signal. You do not need the internet. The brain box is self-contained and has everything you need on board to operate it with a Wi-Fi device. If the power light and Wi-Fi light are on, you can connect. The directions are printed inside the lid. To connect, go to Settings on your phone or Wi-Fi device. Tap on Wi-Fi and choose the QuickLoadz network. Your phone or Wi-Fi device might already be connected to another network. Click on the QuickLoadz network and connect. If antivirus software comes up, ignore it. Many phones and devices will say that QuickLoadz does not have internet access. That is fine. Internet access is not needed to use QuickLoadz. If you are using an iPhone or other iOS device, go back to Settings, choose Cellular, scroll down, and make sure Wi-Fi Assist is disabled. Once connected to the QuickLoadz Wi-Fi network, open a web browser such as Chrome or Safari. In the address bar, type in 10.10.0.1. If it's your first time connecting, it can take up to 30 seconds. These directions are printed on the lid. After connecting for the first time, the browser will usually remember the address. First time connecting can take up to 30 seconds. The QuickLoadz login screen will show up. Type in your username and password. Press Login. First time connection can take up to 30 seconds. The control screen will now come up. To use the rear view camera, press the camera button. The rear view camera should appear. Press Close to close it. The functions are engine start and stop, bumper in and out, locks in and out, bed up and down, wedges up and down, chains in and out. What if I can't find the QuickLoadz network? If the QuickLoadz network does not appear, check that the power and Wi-Fi lights are on. It is possible that the network will not show up as QuickLoadz, but instead appear as the Wi-Fi router name written on the side of the brain box. Loading. This shows the process for loading without a container. This is to familiarize the driver with the loading operation, trailer functions, and parts. You may find it useful to carry two Wi-Fi devices, so the trailer can be controlled while constantly watching the rear view camera image. Momentarily press the engine start button. The 38 horsepower Kohler electronically fuel-injected engine will audibly start. Run the locks out by pressing the locks out button. If it is attempted to load or unload a container with the locks not fully out, there is a very good chance of bending a locking pin or breaking a chain. It is very important that the bumper has fully swung in before attempting to tilt the trailer. This can be visually checked in the driver's rear view mirror. When backing up, it is best to have the lift wedges raised to avoid the possibility of damaging the container. With the lift wedges raised, if a slip or mistake is made, the container will simply hit the flat of the lift wedge. If the lift wedges are down when backing the trailer to the container and a slip or mistake is made, the lift wedges will probably damage the container or even punch a hole in it. The lift wedges are very sturdy. With experience, a driver will be able to skip this step and back up to the container with the wedges down and the trailer already tilted. When learning, it is easiest to back up with the wedges up and the trailer bed flat, so that the line of the trailer and container provides a reference in keeping the trailer and container straight. Lower the lift wedges. To recap, locks out, bumper in, lift wedges down. Make sure the drive chains are all the way out, with the grab hooks against their stops. If the chains are not all the way out, when backing up, the container can hit the grab hooks. The grab hooks need to be against their stops, so that they can slide into the container corner castings once the lift wedges have picked up the container. Finish backing up to the container. Press the bed up button. Tilt the trailer bed until the rollers just touch the ground. This can be seen in the rear view camera. With the lift wedges down, back up the trailer until the container just touches the two rear rollers. The container should touch the rollers on both sides. This is a deliberate design. When loading a 20-foot container onto a 20-foot trailer, if the two start out crooked, then as the container loads it will only get worse. With an empty or light container, we'll force the container or trailer to load straight. With a heavy container, something will want to bend. Place the truck in neutral. Press the lift wedges up button. As the lift wedges pick up the end of the container, they will pull the trailer slightly under the container. The notches in the lift wedges help grab the container as the lift wedges lift the end of the container 6 inches. At this stage, the container end has been raised 6 inches and is sitting just above the rollers. Push chains in. The grab hooks on the drive chains will go into the container corner castings from underneath. When the container is just sitting on the rear of the bed, stop the drive chains. This is a very important step. The lift wedges must now be lowered. If the lift wedges are not lowered, then as the drive chains pull the trailer under the container, the lift wedges will catch on the container cross members. The drive chains have a combined 30,000 pounds of pull. If the lift wedges are up, the container will be damaged. As soon as the end of the container is on the trailer bed, lower the lift wedges to avoid ripping out the container cross members. At this stage, the grab hooks are in the corner castings of the container. The lift wedges are down, the truck is in neutral, the locks are out, and the drive chains can pull the trailer under the container. Once the lift wedges are lowered, continue to run the drive chains forward to pull the trailer under the container. On a hard surface, the back of the trailer rolls on the rollers. On gravel, the QuickLoadz won't care. As the trailer rolls under the container, the driver needs to keep the trailer and the container aligned by steering the truck. The drive chains will pull the trailer all the way under the container until the container hits the front stops. Once the container is all the way onto the trailer, tilt down the bed by pressing bed down. Once the bed is tilted all the way down, lock the container onto the bed by pressing locks in. The locks and bumper are tied together hydraulically. It is very important not to press locks in or bumper out while the bed is tilted. Otherwise, bumper damage will result. Double check in your rear view mirror that all the corner locks are fully engaged and that the bumper is fully swung out. Raise the lift wedges before driving on the road. Engine stop, and away you go. Unloading. This is a detailed overview of unloading with the 24K Super 20, shown without a container to familiarize the driver with the operation of the QuickLoadz trailer. Start the engine. Press the engine start button. Lower the lift wedges. Press the lift wedges down button until the lift wedges are fully retracted. Very important, unlock your container by pushing the locks out button and verify in the rear view mirrors that all 4 corner locks have released and that the rear bumper has swung all the way in. The locks and rear bumper are hydraulically tied together. When the locks out button is pressed, the bumper swings in. When the bumper in button is pressed, the locks slide out. If the bumper is not fully swung in before the bed is tilted, the bumper will be damaged. Slide the container rearward by pressing chains out until approximately 2 feet hang off the rear of the trailer. This way, when the trailer bed is tilted, the rear of the container can be placed exactly where desired. It is also acceptable to tilt the bed before using the chain drives to push the container rearward. Either option. Tilt the bed up by pressing the bed up button until the rear rollers just touch the ground. Place the truck in neutral. Move the container rearward with the drive chains by pressing chains out. The driver needs to steer the truck to keep the trailer and container in alignment. When running the drive chains out, it is the rear of the grab hooks in the container corner casting which is pushing the container to the back of the trailer, thereby pushing the trailer out from under the container. Run the drive chains out until the container corner casting is just at the camera. This shows where the grab hooks will be located. If this is an empty container, or it does not matter if the container falls the last 6 inches, the drive chains can be run all of the way back, so that when the trailer pulls out from under the container will fall 6 inches. If this is a loaded container, the drop is likely to damage the container, trailer, or container contents. To avoid this, when the container's corner casting appears in the rearview camera, stop the drive chains by releasing the chains out button. Raise the lift wedges by pressing the lift wedges up button. The weight of the container is now on the lift wedges. The drive chains may be run the rest of the way out to their stops. It is important to run the drive chains all the way to the back of the stops. Otherwise, it is possible to have a loaded container drop onto a grab hook and break a chain. The lift wedges now have the container grabbed. Place the truck into idle forward to put a slight forward pressure on the container. Lower the lift wedges by pressing the lift wedges down button. This way, a very heavy container may be very gently placed down. Pull the truck forwards a couple of feet. Raise the lift wedges by pressing the lift wedges up button. It is very important to tilt the bed fully down before swinging the bumper out. Since the locks in and bumper out button do the same thing, do not lock the container onto the bed until the bed has fully tilted down. Tilt the bed down by pressing bed down. Be certain to tilt the bed all of the way down. Be sure to check that all 4 container locks have fully engaged and the bumper has fully swung out before traveling on the roadway. This can be visually checked in the rearview mirror, but when in doubt, should be checked by getting out of the truck. Stop the engine by pressing the engine stop button, and away you go. This concludes the detailed instructions on loading and unloading with the 24K Super 20. QuickLoadz, the fastest, easiest way to move sea shipping containers ever invented. Thank you.